Greetings to everybody. Indeed, I'm very glad to meet you all. Continuously the fourth day. With the reflection of the day, Gospel, John, word, verses from 6 to 36 and the chapter 6. And what the Jesus Christ really intend to say through this gospel that we are going to see now. So, my dear fellow beings, now we are going to see the reflection. Today's word is taken from the gospel. John, already I said it to you, John, and the verses from 30 to 36. Come, let's see the reflection. In this passage, we see the conversation between Jesus and a group of people who were seeking a sign from him, similar to how their ancestors received manna from heaven during their time in the wilderness. They were looking for tangible proof of Jesus' authority and power. Jesus responds to their request by shifting their focus from the physical bread that sustained their ancestors to himself as the true bread from heaven. He declares, I am the bread from heaven. He who comes to me shall not hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. Jesus reveals that he is the source of true nourishment and spiritual sustenance. The people asked Jesus to give them this bread always, seemingly still focused on physical needs. However, Jesus' message goes beyond satisfying their earthly desires. He emphasizes that coming to Him and believing Him is essential for receiving eternal life. Jesus explains that His purpose is to fulfill the will of the Father who sent Him. He declares that anyone who comes to Him will not be cast out. He affirms that those who given to him by the Father will come to him. This passage invites us to reflect on the nature of our relationship with Jesus. As we seek him primarily for physical or temporary needs, or do we recognize him as the true source of spiritual sustenance and eternal life? Jesus offers himself as the bread of life, a provision that goes beyond the physical and addresses the deepest longings of our souls. Additionally, Jesus' statement about coming to him and believing him reveals the importance of personal faith and trust in our relationship with him. It is not enough to simply witness his miracles or know about him intellectually. We are called to actively seek him, trust in him, and align our lives with his will. As we meditate on these verses, let us consider the ways in which we are seeking Jesus. Are we seeking him with a genuine desire to know him, to be transferred from Him, transformed from Him, and to find our ultimate fulfillment in Him. May we recognize Jesus as the bread of life and approach Him with a hunger and thirst for righteousness, finding true satisfaction in a relationship with Him. So, my dear listeners, as we have reflected on the bread of life about Jesus, let us invite that person in our life so that we will not be physically and eternally, even from the soul will not get hungry anymore. Thank you for listening.